Well, good damn afternoon, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. It is past the House. I'm talking about Trump's big, beautiful bill. It's past the House. It's expected to pass the Senate under a little more scrutiny, and then he should be signing it all into law on July 4th. And I think, just to be petty, just to take the low road, just to piss off the left, I think Trump should sign America's big, beautiful bill on a pair of big, beautiful American tits. Just have some buxom woman come out there in a bikini top, have Trump put the paper on there and sign it on her tits, and then stone cold Steve Austin some fucking beer in the air. This is helping Americans. This is part of the plan. And you hear cuts to SNAP benefits, cuts to Medicaid, and that's a bad thing. Because like USAID, it looks like US aid, which conjures up thoughts of us. This US aid, we're bringing sacks of beans and rice and malaria shots to third world countries. We're giving aid from the US. What's wrong with that? We have so much. Why can't we give some to those who don't have much? But again, that's not what it's about. It's probably why they named it that shit, so people wouldn't even question it. But the cuts to Medicaid and the cuts to SNAP, if you read into it, and I read some articles, and all the articles I read, I made sure that they were from left-leaning shitholes. You know, to go to Fox News or something like that. I don't want anybody to say, well, of course, you went to the Fox News website. No. I'm talking CNN. I'm talking NPR. I'm talking CBS News. The left, the far left, the granola-headed dirt fuckers. Them. Even on their websites. If you look at the cuts, the changes, I wouldn't even say cuts, to SNAP, or the money that is going to be reallocated, it's due to fraud, waste, and abuse. Everybody on SNAP doesn't deserve it. Everybody on Medicaid doesn't deserve it. It's fraud. It's upping, and as far as Medicaid, he's upping the age. So right now it's 18 to 54 for able-bodied people. He's raising that from 18 to 54 to 18 to 64. He's adding another. Hold on, this guy is directing traffic. I'm just letting him know I'm going to turn around. Anywho, but he's raising the age from 18 to 54 to 18 to 64. He's not ripping Medicaid away from American citizens. And everybody on Medicaid, again, should not be on there. Everybody on SNAP should not be on there. In the SNAP benefits, if you are able-bodied with the SNAP benefits is the one I'm talking about, from 18 to 54. He's raising it to 18 to 64. But it's for able-bodied people with no children. So if you're able-bodied and you have no children, why are you on SNAP? And there were work requirements that were going to be implemented in the SNAP program from the Sloppy Joe administration, but those weren't going to kick in until 2029. Trump is going to have them kick in at the end of 2026. Meaning, if you're on SNAP benefits, you got to work. And there's a time limit on how long you can be on SNAP. Who the fuck has a problem with that? Who has a problem with able-bodied people using their able bodies to work? Do you want to pay for somebody who can get out there and work to sit on the couch and fuck around and play Call of Duty? Is that what you want to do with your money? That's not what I want to do with mine. Yes, there are people who need it. Yes, it should be there. But if you don't need it, don't touch it. Get your ass to work. But the people who have a problem with this and the demographic that they're targeting aren't going to read the articles. They're not going to do the research. They're just going to see Trump cut SNAP bad. That's what they're going to see. He's not cutting it. He's having requirements on there. The fuck is wrong with that? Medicaid. There's too many people allowed to be on there. Again, if you're able-bodied with no children, why are you on Medicaid? Why do you not have a job that supplies you with medical benefits? I've had that. Medical, vision, dental, 401k, all that shit. If you are able-bodied with no children, why can you not supply those things for yourself? Why do you need the federal government to supply those things for you? You got to do it on your own. You got to make your way in the world. You got to get out there and work, player. I'm sorry. I know you want to stand on the couch all day and kick it, but you can't. That's not the way things are set up. And even if you do need it, if you're in a situation where it's permanent, you're permanently disabled or something like that, no shit. Of course those people need help. They're disabled. They're unable to do it for themselves. That's who the program is for. Those who can't do it themselves, but if you can, the program's not for you. And you have people out there saying that the no tax on tips, that only applies to cash tips. Wrong. I would venture to say that most people pay their bills and by definition, their tips via a card, whether it's a credit card or a debit card. You might leave the tip cash sometimes, but usually it's with the debit card. So those people can also have no tax on their tips, even if they get it via a debit or credit card. Even if they have an agreement with another employee, they can still not have tax on those tips. It's not just cash. That's bullshit. But people are not going to take the time to read it. They're just going to go off sound bites. They're going to go off whoever they get their news from and their information from. And if they say it, then that's what it is. Trump is not kicking millions of people off Medicaid who need it or SNAP who need it. But if you've been bilking the system, you've been suckling from that in that veiny, engorged federal teat for too long, or if you're not supposed to be on there in the first place, like we don't all know somebody who's defrauding the government, get out of here with that shit. You need to go. You need to have your ass kicked off SNAP and Medicaid. Why is this groundbreaking? Why are people freaking out over this? Do it. Have those programs for those who need it. If you don't, bounce. You're able-bodied with no children and you need the government to help you out? That doesn't make any sense. That does not compute. And I cannot wait for it to be signed on the 4th of July. So funny. That is so funny. That's going to be signed on the 4th of July. People, this is our rebirth. This is the golden age. Just like, and part of that bill is going to be a golden dome to protect us from enemy fire, from enemy intercontinental ballistic missiles. We've been using them in the real world via Israel for the past few years. We see that it works. They worked out the kinks. Now have one over us. And what I would like to see is Canada pay for some of it and Mexico to pay for some of it. Why? Because they're going to be protected under it. That golden dome isn't just going to be over the U.S. We got to take care of our little brothers and sisters, Canada and Mexico. That's why they spend pennies compared to us on their national defense, because they're right next door to the biggest, baddest fool on the block. They live right next door to Debo. So they don't need to invest in security when they live next door to us. Oh, another thing. This is one of the best things about the big, beautiful bill. One of the things that's going to happen is Trump is now going to put a tax on remittance. What is remittance? Remittance is non-American citizens living in America sending money via wire transfers overseas. For example, Mexico's number one, or I should say at one time, because I haven't checked these stats in a while, but at one time in the very recent past, Mexico's number one source of revenue was remittance, meaning the Mexicans who came up here to America were working American jobs and sending American money back to them via wire transfers, and the Mexican government skims a little off the top. They take a percentage. They take a cut. Well, now we're getting a cut too. We're going to get a cut of that money leaving the country. So when illegals come up here and they send their money back home, we're going to get a piece of that too. Why not? This is why we needed a businessman in the White House to conduct business, to squeeze every bit of money we can out of every situation that we're in, including remittance. We need somebody whose mind works that way. Where can we save money? Where can we make money? Where have we been spending money where somebody else should have been spending that money? Who have we been paying for around the world who should have been paying for themselves? Where have we been putting money that other countries should have been helping too? Instead of, sinking back into the bushes like that Homer Simpson meme, and we're out here making it rain on these hoes, and the other countries who are benefiting from said rain are just kind of hanging back. Now let America take care of that shit. Let Obama pay for that shit. Let Sloppy Joe pay for that shit. And they did. Not anymore. Now it's our turn. Now we're saving money. Now we're going to put money back into our economy, back into our infrastructure. That's another thing I want to see from Trump. I want to see the improvement and the rebuilding of our infrastructures, our roads, our bridges, our airports, our schools, and our hospitals fucking suck. The people inside are great. The doctors and nurses and all that are great. The people who maintain these shitty roads and bridges and airports that we have, but I'm talking about the structures themselves. We need to catch up with and surpass the rest of the world. Places like Beijing and Dubai make our airports look like the first airplanes. You ever see that black and white footage of those bi or triplanes trying to get off the ground? That's what we look like. Everyone else is living like the Jetsons. Everyone else looks like Fifth Element. And we're here with our finger up our nose to the second knuckle. Can we not do that anymore? Can we again lead the world in technological advancements when it comes to architecture? Can we look like a scene out of Star Wars, please? What do you think? What say you? Talk to me, Goose. What do you think of this big, beautiful bill? Are there things in here where we are getting screwed? Or do you agree with me about the Medicaid and the SNAP and the remittance tax? This is great for us. We are going to win. And ever since all this woke bullshit and this far left stuff has been going on, if you look at who's mad about it, that lets you know how good it is. So as long as those barren powdered egg empty womb hooas on The View are complaining, the CNN's complaining, MSNBC is complaining, the left-leaning politicians are complaining, then this is a good thing. But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. I'm out.